gonna go over? Are they gonna be like? Are they gonna hurt me? I don't know. People get really mad. We were like, last night we were closed, and it was like 9:45. We closed at 9:30. So the gate, the big grate thing goes down. But we still had like 10 people in the store just kind of eating, and that's fine. You can stay there. But we're gonna start closing around you. And like once we close, like our registers shut down, and we take out the everything. We can't do anything. Maybe he just didn't know how it worked. But like it was like 9:45, 9:50, and he came up to the register and he was like, "Hey, can I just order a cheeseburger?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry, we're closed." And like he didn't get it. He kept on saying like, "But I'm sitting right over there." And I'm like, "Yes, sir, I understand, but we're closed." And he's like, "But I'm sitting right over there, right?" We're like, "Oh, just be real quick." I'm like, "No, you don't understand."
Like our registers are out.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, when you're at home and you clean your kitchen, do you want to cook something after you cleaned it?
No.
No? So, I mean, come on.
But you can't say that to a customer
He's
because
like, but I'm
it's
sitting right over there. And he went and sat down angrily with his wife. He was like, "Don't let me order a cheeseburger." She was like, "What? That's ridiculous."
Go to Wendy's. There's one right across the food court. If you want a simple
My manager was so mean too. My manager was like, oh, and he takes his wife to Smashburger on Valentine's Day, and he has to, like, people are prima donnas and jerks. Yes.
Sorry, I just remembered 2 other similar cases of nobody telling me things and this accidentally blowing.
The worst management.
Yeah.
The store management's crap and the internal communication's really bad. We need to have drain cleaner. There's only 2 nozzles in the store that everybody takes from each other and doesn't put back. So it's really a case of, hey, who has the drain cleaner hose attachment this night?
It's a disaster. Oh
I think Produce has it tonight. Go to Produce. No, Deli took it from us. Go to Deli. Meat took it from us. Nobody's in Meat after 5 o'clock.
It's like every adventure game you've ever played.
Yes.
You just have to go to a different person.
Like at least where at my place, at least like I love my coworkers and I love my managers. The only thing that makes it bad is the customers are just absolutely.
Customers are bad. Corporate's evil. The store manager, in my opinion, a store manager's job is to mediate between corporate and the store. You're like, "Hey, corporate, here's what the store needs. Hey, store, here's what the corporate wants us to try to do. I'm going to translate that into something."
I think that's more of like a regional district manager. Like you're actually store managers. Like they just.
All right, then the store manager communicates between the regional manager.
It's like even in like store managers, like they don't have that much power. They just have to do what corporate sends down to them.
Like my managers get emails and they'll be like, "I can't do this. Like, why do you want me to do this?" And they just are powerless.
I think one of my favorite is our cards guy is not there afterwards 10 p.m. The store officially closes at 2 a.m. Not counting if any people show up at 3 a.m. and be like, "Hey, let's play around with the store cards."
People do that?
Apparently.
Honestly, like...
I've seen, Brittany, you've
what
seen
better
cards
activity
randomly
don't you have to do?
Okay. So,
you've seen cards randomly around like I have in this town.
Okay.
Like,
so
who goes to that part of our town and be like, "Hey, let's play with cards."
At that time in the morning.
You know the mall, right?
Yeah.
You know the mall where it's situated, right? The mall. And you know how Target is right across the street? But it's like deep, way in there. There are Target shopping carts all over the mall parking lot.
Like, do you think people just push them down the street?
You have to cross a 4-lane road and go across like 3 parking lots to get to where they are. And they'll be like, there's snow piles up there now. They'll be like wedged, when a cart's wedged in the snow. And I'm like, why are you there? Or like Big Lots, parking
yeah.
always end up. Like, how did you end up there? Why are you here?
Anyway,
I think Big
so,
Lots makes more sense because
carts
right
where
down
they don't
the
belong
street
make me so sad.
So,
it's like, you're lost, friend. Why are you?
Apparently, the store manager will go up to the night cards guy and be like, "Hey, cards weren't clean in the morning. Work harder." It's like,
oh my God.
Nobody's here to do cards for 3 hours. That's not a good enough excuse. Work harder.
Work harder.
That's pretty much every situation with him. "Stu, why didn't you clean properly?" I just barely finished the work they left me at 9 o'clock. I thought the store had a no overtime policy. We have to clean, that's FDA. "Stu, why didn't you do all your work?" "You told me last night I had to clean. It takes half an hour to do a half-decent job at cleaning this department."
You have to get out.
Everything has to be done too. I'm human. Not good enough excuse. You've been here for a year. Work harder.
You gotta get
So
out
the
there.
next time I have a conversation like that, I'm going to be like, "Hey, You know how I'm supposed to take my breaks? And you
I
know
should
how
get, like, a
the
week off from
other coworker who's
Yeah.
you know how the other coworker in bakery who's in a similar position to me works full time now and she's entitled to her lunch break and 2 other breaks? She doesn't take her 2 other breaks either.
I feel like breaks are just kind of. If they're
So,
convenient for you.
so manager, why do we actually pay $9 a week for being part of a union, even though we barely get any of the union benefits?
That's weird because you're unionized, so you would think like, oh, cool, you guys actually get your stuff. And like, I'm not unionized, and like,
You're slightly
I'm
better
slightly
off.
better. Like, I'll sometimes get it, but like, at least I'll get it more than you do. Or honestly, sometimes if they don't even want to give it to me, I'll just take it
I
because
feel spoiled.
I'm entitled to it. Like, yo,
Your
I have to
choice
tell you
sounds
guys about
pretty
this dude, okay? Because I
mean,
don't
it's,
know
like,
if
little
he was being
dramas,
reasonable or
but,
not.
I mean,
Yeah.
still, I mean, I get my breaks. I can like choose when I go with it, just work it out with the other like part-time or
That's
full-time
awesome.
people.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an environment thing because like we're always crowded
And like I get to,
and they don't schedule
I get to
enough
smell
people.
shampoo all day.
Oh.
Like,
At least
the
that's
And like, we
dream.
got like so many new ones, so like I'm just like sneaking into that aisle.
I think the
just
thing
smell
is,
them all.
and I say this too, I like my job genuinely. Like, it's a cool, like, our company is really cool. And, like, my coworkers are really cool. But it's just, like, the bad stuff you talk about because that's whatever. But I
Yeah.
have to tell you about this guy who came in yesterday afternoon. Because after it happened, I started thinking in my
Sorry,
mind,
Nate. I'm looking at the black dust over there. I'm like, is that ants?
oh my god. I started thinking
No,
in my head,
wait.
like,
No.
is this reasonable or is this not? You know, do you ever wonder, like, if you're just in your retail perspective, that maybe you're being this. Well, this guy came in and he was, you know, okay, he looked very Sopranos. The very New Jersey looking dude, right? But nice enough. And like when we get really crowded, sometimes people will order their food for like here, and I'll go and I'll look for their table number and I'll find them, and they'll be like standing, and they'll be like, oh, I couldn't find a seat because we're really crowded, you know? And I'll be like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I'll get this so you can take it into the food court, which is out
10
there, right?
feet out the back
we're
door.
in the food court. And everyone's like, oh, okay, thank you very much. And then they go out of the food court and everyone's happy. But sometimes people get mad. Sometimes I'll walk over to someone and they'll walk up to me and they'll be like, I can't find a seat. It's like, there's no seating in here. And like, that's my fault that there's no seating in a restaurant. I'm sorry that you didn't check to see if there is a place to sit. So this one, and we weren't even that crowded. Like, we were kind of like moderately crowded. We had 2 seats left. And they were like along that window, like a window bar kind of area. And this guy was, like, if it was like my mom or something, she can't sit there because she's disabled, you know? But he was able-bodied, relatively young-ish, you know? So I found him standing, like, with a stroller and with his food. And I was like, oh, your table's 13? And he was like, yeah, I couldn't find any seats. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. And I started genuinely looking around to see if there was some place I could clear off or maybe if I could rearrange someone who was sitting at a bigger table, and I couldn't. It was just people eating nicely. And I said, oh, we have this window seat here. And he was like, I don't want to sit there. And I was like, okay, I can wrap this up for you. And I hate confrontation. I was like, I can just wrap it up for you so you can take it into the food court. And he like gets very, you know, he's like, I can't explain like tone. You know what I mean? Like the tone of someone where you know they're mad at you. And he's like, I don't want to take it into the food court. I want to eat it in here. And like at that point, I don't know what I am supposed to do. And I said, sir, I'm so sorry unless you want to sit in that window seat there. Again, he's like, I don't want to sit there. I want to sit eat in here. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you know? And he's like, if I can't eat in here, I don't want to eat it all. Give me a refund. And like, I had his food like in my hand. You know what I mean? He's like, I want a refund. And I'm like, when someone says they want a refund, you can't really do anything after that. And I was thinking like, is he being unreasonable? I don't know. And I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. Let me go get a manager. And before I go get a manager, he like grabs my arm and he like pulls me really close, you know? And he starts like whispering to me and like pointing to people that he wants me to kick out.
I'm pretty sure at that point you can get him booted from the mall.
Like there is a line. Like people are like kind of mean, but I understand it. But then they cross a line.
That dude
Like-
crossed the line.
Like the dude who called me a rat, like for the $100 bill.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for him, and I wanted to do something for him, and I was going to get a manager to see if we could comp his meal because we didn't have a sign up, and that's our fault. But then he started yelling and using racial slurs and calling us rats, and I'm like, all right, you crossed the line. And this guy was like, oh, those people, they're not doing anything, they're just sitting there. He's like, they're very selfish to do that, you know, they're very rude and selfish. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't kick people out of the restaurant. So I go to the manager, and the manager's like, all right, I guess we gotta like give him a refund. And he had a stroller with like a little baby, and I felt bad for that baby, but like, I don't understand why you didn't want to sit in food court. And why you had to make, I don't know, I hate confrontation, and everyone always wants to confront me about stuff. It's stupid.
Also, like,
I think it's my fault you couldn't find a seat.
2 other situations at my supermarket where they didn't tell me stuff and I accidentally caused the store a loss.
You have, like, the worst managers. This is
Yeah,
terrible.
but the best story.
But I'm loving
Yes.
it. And it makes me feel better about where I work,
Yeah.
right?
My 2 night managers were really chill.
Mhm.
My department manager, she's extremely racist. I wish I got that on
Oh, she was the one who
recording.
called Practical Monkeys.
Yes. When I brought up, I was like, oh, why are people making a big deal out of quarantining the people returning from Ebola Central Africa? They probably have it on them or have it themselves. They should be like, yeah, I understand where I was. I'll comply with the quarantine.
Anyway.
I want to contain this here. And then she made that rude comment, and I just kind of shut up with her. It's like, Anyway, first week I was working alone in bakery. They brought back the frozen load, which was a pallet of boxes that takes roughly an hour to break down. Note, they do not schedule loads showing up on anyone's clock. Like, if you see somebody that you could just be like, load, and they're like, yeah. And they're like, oh wait, you're here. Tag, guess what? You have more work now. Bye. So I was like, I didn't know it was a frozen load. So I'm like, okay, here's this load. I'm going to do my work. If I have time, I'll start break this down. Oh, I didn't have time. Let me leave that in the note with the stuff we need. I come in the next night, and at this time, it was one reasonable night manager and the one who I wanted to snap his head off. Because there's one thing with management I hate, or with adults and mentality thing, was they contradict themselves, and they think you're wrong for calling them out on that. This is a manager who, during an earlier time during that week, confronted me about not having time to clean, made it a huge deal that I clean. When I saw that I wouldn't have time to do everything, I started to have a panic attack. Because I'm extremely punctual. It's one of those weird things where I did it to myself, and I can't get over that. So seeing that, he's like, dude, whatever, do what you can. Not even 10 minutes after he's stressed, I got everything done on time, and I cleaned properly, and I wanted to snap his neck. Because he had such a condescending tone about it. It's like, oh, I'll be nice, I'll cover you. Hey, you're the one that put me in this mindset that led to this situation. Are you not going to bring up the fact that it's like, oh, sorry, ignore what I said before, follow this? Are you gonna ignore the fact that you're giving me contradicting information? So I just...
Job's making you so violent. You gotta, like, I want to find you a new job so truly, honestly. And
I
I want to be
won't-
like, hey, come to Smashburger, but at the same time, I'm like, don't. Also, just because we're not bad, but when a place is busy, like, the whole time it's open, things are
Also,
always going to be wild.
I'm just going to put up with my crappy supermarket job until I can get out of customer service. Because honestly, I knew very early on customer service was not for me.
Yeah.
I just happened to be in a situation where I need to work. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have to do it. That's just the
You
situation.
have to do stuff.
Dude, just go to a store like where I were, like, you can just, like, give it to the manager.
Or you can I feel like you chill at your job a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to chill. I want to, like,
So,
ugh.
Relatively chill manager
I could continue
and the
with retail.
frozen...
It's only when you're the main cashier on a busy day you can't really.
Oh my
chill.
god, because once, and it was a night shift.
That's pretty
Normal
much
shit.
you.
It was like a normal average 4 to 10, or 4 to 11, so I was clothing, whatever. Awesome, love it, average small shift. And like, I got there at 4, and I stood at the register and like did not move from the one spot until we closed at 9:30. And it just, you can't stand in one spot for
I've
like
had shit
6
like that
hours.
during Christmas.
Because it like hurts and your shoulders get
Yeah.
weird and I'll like at some point around Christmas it would be busy and I'd be on the register and I'd be like waiting for my break and I'm like gripping the sides of the register like I need to get out of here.
Yes.
But if I was walking the floor, it would be fine.
Yeah, it's
But
completely
when
different.
you're at register, you're just like, I can't be here anymore. And I'm like touching the touchscreen, I'm like pounding it. And some kid noticed I like pounded it really hard. The kid was really nice and he was like, whoa, angry. And he was like joking. And I told him, I was like, oh no, the touchscreen just doesn't work very well.